If I were to rank this scene among great cinema moments, it would easily be up there with Jack and Rose's first kiss on the Titanic and E.T. piecing out back to his home planet. This is it. This is the guitar movie moment. Hello everyone, welcome back. There's a YouTube channel, I think it's GQ, where they get in specialists to come in and break down famous movie scenes that relate to the profession. Ever since seeing Survivor Man on there talk about famous survival scenes, I've always thought that it would be cool for a guitarist like myself to discuss famous guitar scenes. However, I've given up on the idea that GQ will ever ask me to make that video for their channel, because let's be honest, if they ever do it, it's gonna be the frickin' Edge or someone like that. So I figured I would just shamelessly take the video format and do it myself. You can't copyright a song title, just like you can't copyright a video format. So let's go. You can copyright a movie though. So while what I'm doing probably falls under the umbrella of fair use, when there is music involved, it always gets messy, which means I can almost guarantee that this video is getting copyright claimed, which further means I'm making next to no money off of it. So if you like what I'm doing here, if you want to support this kind of content, a great way to do so is picking up some of the new merch. This year's fall design is the guitar-playing Transformer Samurai, which just dropped over at shopsamuraiguitarist.com. There are a variety of styles, sizes, and colors that ship all around the world. Picking up some of that sweet, sweet Sammy G merch goes a long way to keeping the lights on and the cameras rolling. I'll put up links for that in the description. Anyways, let's get to it. First off, we've got a scene from one of my favorite movies, a movie that played a large part in defining my youth, Wayne's World. There was rarely a day between 1998 and 2008 where me and my friends didn't quote this movie. Let's watch the guitar store scene.
There it is, Excalibur.
Wow, 64 Fender Stratocaster, classic white with triple single coil pickups and a whammy bar.
Okay, so a 1964 Strat in that kind of condition is an absolute player and collector's dream. Gotta be worth over $20,000, especially in that kind of condition. When you look at that one, it has no signs of wear, which also makes me think that it's probably a replica that they're using for the movie, because you just never see guitars that are 30 years old from that era that look that good. I've also always kind of found it funny that Cassandra points out the fact that it has a whammy bar. As far as Strats like that go, it would be noteworthy if it didn't have a whammy bar. It would be like if you're checking out a Corvette and you say, oh wow, check out this big cool engine and the cherry blue finish. Oh, and it's got an exhaust pipe.
I'd raise the bridge, file down the nut, and take the buzz out the low E.
God, I love this woman.
Well, first of all, you wouldn't know that those tweaks were necessary unless you played it. And filing down the original nut might make the guitar play better, but permanently modifying any of the original parts on a vintage guitar like this would immediately decrease the value. This is one of those things that separates the players from the collectors. Do you decrease the value in exchange for better playability? And if so, would you just be better off spending less money on a good reissue?
No stairway. Denied.
Ah yes, the joke that launched many a YouTube parody. Let me tell you, I worked in a guitar store for an extended period of time, and I've also been to many music stores. For the most part, employees don't care what you play. It all just became white noise. I was just trying to get through my 8-hour day. Somebody butchering Stairway to Heaven hardly registered any differently than somebody nailing tasty blues licks. I couldn't have cared less what people played or how good they were, as long as they weren't obnoxiously cranking up an amp so loud that it bothered everyone else, which did happen surprisingly often. But with regards to this specific scene, great movie, party on. Next up, we've got the guitar duel from the 1986 movie CROSSROADS. In this movie, the kid who played the Karate Kid throws down an epic guitar battle with Steve Vai, who actually did the music for this particular piece. I've actually never watched this movie. The one time that I asked my parents to rent it for me from my local Blockbuster, they came back with the CROSSROADS that starred Britney Spears. And as much as I support the Free Britney movement, that was not a good movie. Anyways, here we go. So first of all, Butterscotch Telly, great choice. Even if a small subsection of the online guitar community makes fun of butterscotch tellies, I don't care. Still a great choice. I gotta give it up to actor Ralph Macchio here. This is a difficult guitar part. I can't play it. I don't believe that he's much of a player himself, but he did a great job of making his left hand, the fretting hand, look somewhat realistic. But I will say the only way that you could play that part without a pick in your right hand is if you were doing some really specific, long-nailed, classical fingerstyle stuff, which he definitely wasn't doing. Very believable left hand, not so much on the right hand. You can instantly tell that Steve Vai is actually playing the correct notes here. The camera angle isn't playing any tricks to obscure some of the motions, whereas with the Karate Kid, it definitely was doing that. So Steve, the Devil Vai, loses the guitar battle and leaves in a huff. It's a great scene, great music, great playing. The idea of musical head cutting or battling has been around for a while. Two musicians take turns playing their best notes until one is eventually cut down. I've never seen this kind of competitive thing happen in real life. I don't know that it really does, though apparently it was somewhat commonplace back in jazz circles in the 40s. Anytime I've been involved in one of these trading licks performances, it's always good-natured. You're just trying to bring out the best in each other and have fun with it, and everyone leaves happy. But I guess if I were guitar battling the devil for my soul, or whatever's happening in this movie, I would probably approach it a bit differently. Next up is That Thing You Do, which is a movie about a band back in the 60s who goes from zero all the way to hero, spoiler alert, back down to zero on the back of their big hit, That Thing You Do. This movie's fun. It's got an absolutely killer soundtrack. The song That Thing You Do was written by the same guy who wrote the Fountains of Youth song, Stacy's Mom. The movie is a little bit fluffy at points and the romantic stuff gets a little bit cheesy, but it does what it's meant to do and I genuinely enjoy it. However, there is one scene that deeply offends all of my senses. Let's watch it.
I quit, Mr. White.
Nobody in the long history of guitar has ever carried their guitar case under their arm like that. Tom Hanks directed the movie, and at this point, you just gotta say cut. What are you doing? Why are you carrying your guitar like a psychopath? Take your head out of your backside, take it from the top, let's do it again. Okay, moving on, we've got a great scene from the Quentin Tarantino Western, Hateful Eight. The backstory here is a bunch of cowboys are holed up in a cabin in the middle of winter in some snowy place, some criminals or something like that. It's been quite a while since I've seen the movie. I don't remember the plot, but I do remember quite liking it. Anyways, this lady goes and grabs a guitar and this is what she plays.
Listen for a moment, lads, hear me tell my tale. O'er the sea from England shore I was condemned to sail.
The movie's set in 1877 and the guitar that she's playing is an actual 1870s Martin. I've heard its value was around $40,000, but stuff like this is kind of priceless because it's really impossible to replace it. But pretty cool that they got the details right in the guitar. The song that she's playing is an actual Australian folk ballad that's thought to have been written in the 1830s, so the timeline makes sense with that era too. Let's jump ahead a little bit in the scene.
Give me that guitar. Music time's over.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Turn around.
So in the shooting of this movie, somewhere around here, this highly rare, highly expensive guitar that was loaned to them by the Martin Museum was supposed to get swapped out with a prop guitar for the smashing. It was not, and the 150-year-old vintage Martin was the one that you just saw getting destroyed. The male actor here, Kurt Russell, wasn't aware of this, but the female actress, Jennifer Jason Leigh, was aware of the true reality of the situation. One has got to wonder if this was all part of Quentin Tarantino's plan, because it's a great scene and it really is a great reaction for the moment. Moral of the story here, if you want to smash a $40,000 guitar that isn't yours, don't ask the Martin Museum to borrow one, because I suspect they'll say no. And last for today is perhaps one of the most iconic guitar scenes from any movie, from This Is Spinal Tap, Nigel Tufnell showing off his gear.
Do you play all, do you actually play all these, or?
Well, I play them and I cherish them. Mm-hmm. This is the top of the heap right here. There's no question about it. Look at the flame on that one.
Yes.
Look, I mean, it's quite unbelievable. This one is just it's perfect. 1959. You know, it just you can listen.
How much is
just
this?
listen for a minute. The sustain. Listen to it.
I'm not hearing anything.
1959 Les Paul is certainly one of, if not the holy grail of electric guitars. I've never played one, but yeah, by all accounts, it would have excellent sustain, so he hits the mark here.
Oh, this is special too. It's look, see, still got the old tagger on it. See, never even played it. See?
You just bought it?
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I wasn't gonna touch it.
No, don't touch it.
I was just pointing at it.
Well, don't point even.
Don't even point?
No.
Ah yes, the old guitar that never gets played. If you are fortunate enough to have a large guitar collection, you probably have one of those, and you probably know which one I'm talking about. Mine is my reverse body Strat, which I bought to be featured in my World's Weirdest Guitar series. It doesn't play particularly well, it doesn't sound particularly great. There's nothing I really like about it besides its weirdness. I wonder if it's in tune.
This is a top to what we use on stage, but it's very, very special because if you can see, the numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
and most of
11,
the amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it?
If I were to rank this scene among great cinema moments, it would easily be up there with Jack and Rose's first kiss on the Titanic and E.T. piecing out back to his home planet. This is it. This is the guitar movie moment. The knob going up to 11 joke is the original Does It Gent. Everyone's quoted it. Everyone's used it. It's not always funny. It's often not. But the difference with the knob joke is that at least it was originally funny. I shouldn't say that. I don't know where Does It Gent originally came from. It could have been funny at one point. But what's so great about this is while it's a mockumentary, there are people just like that. And if you've ever worked in a guitar store, you can probably think of quite a few of them right off the top of your head. I mean, I once ordered a guy hundreds upon hundreds of dollars of gold hardware for his $150 guitar. Another time, there was a guy who spent nearly a fortune trying to recreate one note from a Metallica song that I'm pretty sure wasn't even played on guitar. I remember one time there was a customer who got mad at me because I asked him to stop licking the guitar. And I'm not talking about guitar licks, like I'm talking about tongue on neck. If in an alternate universe where this movie didn't exist, there would have been some company who made their amp volume go up to 11, and there would have been people out there who unironically bought it for the same reasons that Nigel Tufnell uses in this scene. But one final fun fact about This Is Spinal Tap is that if you look up the movie on the website IMDb, they rate it out of 11. How great is that? Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A guitarist breaks down iconic guitar movie scenes. If you enjoyed this video, picking up some of that sweet, sweet Sammy G merch goes a long way to support this type of content. I gotta say, I am just so thrilled at how this new design turned out. I mean, it's a guitar playing Samurai Transformer. How cool is that? You can get one over at shopsamuraiguitarist.com. Put up links in the description. Thank you all for watching. If you want to check out another video like this one, hit that link up there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and stay tuned for a wide range of music-related content. Until next time, look after each other, look after yourselves, look after the planet, I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I'll see you again soon.